Hello everybody, welcome back to part 2 of the AI render add-on for Blender. And if you remember in my last video I talked about installing Stable Diffusion locally so that you could render for free with unlimited use instead of having to pay for Dream Studio. So this is quite a bit of an advanced setup for this, but hopefully if you follow these steps this should work for you. This is relatively new to me as well, so hopefully it'll work for you as well. So I have found this handy little installer for us to use. This is made by the wonderful people over on the Automatic 1111's SSD Web UI family Discord. I'll leave a link for this in the description as well in case you need help. Now, for this to work, let's install this of course. So just press on there, and then click on this exe here. We'll save this of course. I'm going to put this in a specific place for myself, but you can put it wherever you want to. It's already got a place for it, so that's convenient for me. Now you might get some warnings from your browsers, just make sure you keep it. And let's open this up, and your Windows will probably show this as well. Now, just one thing to mention this before you start with this. This installer is for Windows 10 and Windows 11 only. There is a way to do it for Mac and Linux, which I will leave a link to this in the description, which I'll also be going for in this video, but this installer is kind of an automated process of this, just for Windows 10 and 11. So we're going to run that, and it'll configure the Web UI auto installer. So what this will do is install Python and Git if they aren't already installed on your system. So you press next on here. So you tick these. Now I do know these are already installed on my system, so I'm just going to untick these to skip it, but you will need to tick these. So we press next on here. Now you also take quite a bit longer if you haven't got Python or Git installed already. But obviously for me it was a bit shorter because I do have them installed. So I'm just going to change where I want this to be saved. Make sure it's somewhere you can easily access as well. I of course know where that is. So you see here it says install SD checkpoint. Uncheck this if you already have one or more checkpoint models. You'll be able to select a model folder from the launcher. Now, I already have one of these installed, but you can check this if you want to. But if you don't want to check that and you want to download one yourself, you can go to here, which of course I will leave a link to in the description as well. And if you go down here, you've got a few options to download a CKPT file. And if you go into the official download for this, it'll take you to Hugging Face, which you'll need an account for, and then you can just download this one. This is the one I used, and it's worked fine for me. But this one should work as well just fine. But I haven't tried that one, so I couldn't tell you if it does or not. So I'm just going to close that out. So you can either click download that, or you can use a torrent link. But I already have mine installed, so I'm going to skip that step and make sure I've unticked install SD checkpoint, and then click on understand for the installer. So I'm going to click install on that, and then I'm just going to let it do its thing. This could take a while, or it could not. Nope, there we go, it's done it already. So let's bring this over here. So as I mentioned, I already have my CKPT file, which is here. So this is quite a big file, which is why I'm not downloading it again for the tutorial. But I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to go into Stable Diffusion Web UI folder, which you should have by now, and then go into Models, Stable Diffusion, and I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to wait for that to paste. Okay, that's that done. So I'm going to go back out of this. I'm going to go back into the local installation just in case I need to check anything. Okay, yeah, so what I need to do first is go back into here, scroll down here, and for Windows users you want to click on this Windows batch file, webui-user. Click this. Now this step will install a couple of things and clone a couple of repositories, and this could take quite a while regardless of your setup, so hopefully it wouldn't take too long for me, but I'll skip to ahead when it's done. Okay guys, so everything's working now. So you can see we've got here, it says running on local URL, and we've got this, but we've also got web UI which we can open from here. So we click on that and allow it to change things. We can see it's come up with some options for us. So this is for for graphics cards with quite a lot of video memory type thing. I don't need to select this, but you may need to. And in it, we've got X formats here, which is for RTX 3000 and 4000 cards. I have got a 3070, so I will enable this, but this will depend on what card you've got. Checkpoint folder, where your CKPT files are. So if we click this, and you remember before we copied in the CKPT file. So we're going to find where we've done that, which is in Stable Diffusion. There we go. Auto update web UI. Yes, we'll do that, and yes, we'll do extensions as well, and then we can launch the web UI. So that'll do a few more installs of a few things, just because we've enabled the stuff for the cards. But hopefully that shouldn't take too much longer. Okay, so you can see we've got here, we're launching the web UI with arguments now. So hopefully this if we give this just a second, it should load up the web UI for us. There we go, and we can see it's opened up now. So we can see we got all this stuff here. Now I haven't played around with this too much, so I'm not going to do anything much. I'm not going to do much here, but what I am going to do, which is important, is to enable our Stable Diffusion checkpoint, which is the CKPT file, and then we're done here. We're all done here, but what we need to do is if we click, if we go into the command prompt, you can see where we got this running on local URL. You need to copy that. You shouldn't actually need to copy it, but we'll just do it just in case. So Control C on that. Now hop into Blender, and on here where it says local web server URL, you want to clone. Actually, we need to do a bit more setup first. Actually, now that I think about it. So if you go back onto a local installation instructions, we need to open a command terminal window to the Stable Diffusion Web UI folder. So if we go into here, and then on top here, I'm going to press CMD. That'll bring us to here. So I'm just going to bring this folder off to the side here. So this says to run notepad.exe dot backslash web UI dash user dot bat. So if we load that up, you can see here we got this. You can see it says, let's drag some of this off to the side so we can see it. You can see here it says set command line args to dash dash API. So let's add that real quick. That should only take 2 seconds. So we can save and close this now. Now we're going to start the automatic 1111 server by using the script that we just edited. So for Windows, that would be, let's go back into here again, and then let's just load this up. It does say to use it on the command, but we can just use it from here instead. And you can see it will say in a minute, launching your web API with arguments, so that's what we just added into the notepad file. And if we give it another second longer, hopefully it shouldn't take too long. And there we are now, you can see it's running on the local URL again. So if I copy this onto here, go back into Blender, edit, preferences, and then go back onto the AI render add-on thing, and then in the local server URL box, just paste that in. And tick enable rendering with local Stable Diffusion. I'm just going to delete my API key from here so that I'm absolutely not using 3D Studio. And now if I render this out again, let's just do a test on this. And then give this a second, it should do something. This will probably take it a second longer just because it's getting used to, because it's using my own machine, I'm just getting used to. So there you can see it's got so there you can see it's working now. So that'll be it for this video. As I do say, I will leave a link for the Discord in the description in case you have any questions. And good luck. Peace out and bye bye.